In this video, I'm going to show you how you can make a faux rhinestone pattern for like using the holographic HTV. And to do that, we use the Path Effect Editor Interpolate function. So this is what I'm talking about here. Um, these little circles. And when you cut those out in holographic, they're really cool looking. So I will put a link for this Kentucky one for all my 143 vinyl Louisville, Kentucky peeps in the description below if you'd like it. I'll put it in my Google Drive. So let's move this out of the way and show you how I do it with this Tennessee, because I have a friend that lives in Tennessee and I'm going to make her something. So what we do is get it on the screen here. Everything. Good Lord. Okay. This is just, I Googled state silhouette. I actually had this in a file. But anyway, you can Google state silhouettes and pick out one, or you can use anything as long as it's a path. You have to make sure that it's a path. If you upload it as a PNG or a JPEG, you're going to have to trace it with the trace bitmap. Okay. All right. So once it's a path, right click and copy it to the clipboard. And then what we're going to do is make a circle. If you hold Shift and Control, it'll turn out a perfectly symmetrical circle. And then we're going to select it, go to Path, Object, Path, and then we're going to size it. Now, sizing just depends on how big you want it. That you're going to have to figure out on your own. 0.50 is a half an inch, which is quite large. 0.25 would be a quarter of an inch, and 0.125 would be an eighth of an inch, and that's what we're going to go for. We're going to go for 1.25. Make sure your lock is locked and hit enter. And then we are going to Control D to duplicate, or you can right click duplicate. And then we're going to select both of them and check your information bar. Make sure you have two objects selected. Go to Path, Combine. And then we're going to go to Path Effects, and click on this little plus sign here and search for Interpolate Subpaths. Click Add, and then click on this little icon that looks like a clipboard. And what that does is it only puts 5 circles, because that's how many steps you have. And if you look at it, you only see 4, but that's because there's one behind one of these. But that's not going to matter, because in the end, you're going to union everything anyway. So let's bump this up to about 65. And that's pretty far apart, so I'm going to do about 80. That's better, I guess. Let's just go up some more. Now, you can see they're getting all crunched together here, but I'm going to show you how to fix that. What I'm looking for is a pretty decent symmetrical spacing, which you want kind of close together. You don't want them too far apart. We'll go with 95. Okay, and then we're going to go to Path, Object to Path. Now to fix these, you have to go to Path, Break Apart. And that's going to give you each circle in its own little world. You can move them around. All right, so what I like to do is take the silhouette and place it about halfway in between either the top row or bottom row, whichever row is straightest, and then along the side. Let's move that over about there. All right, so now what you can do is zoom in and you can start moving these around. It's a little bit of manual labor, but it's not too bad. Oops, you see what I did? Just Control Z to fix that. I don't know if you saw that or not, but I squished the circle. All right, so I don't know why my mouse does that. I think I need a new one. Every time I zoom, it makes everything humongous. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and delete that one. And I'm a little squished here. So let's see if we can do this a little better. No, it did it again. Sometimes, because the circles are so small, you grab the arrow instead of the circle itself. All right, that's better. All right, so I'll go ahead and click on these and hit delete on the keyboard to get rid of those. I'll move this back out of the way, have a look at it again, and I don't know what happened over here, but I guess I didn't check that. Oh, I see what it is. I'll just move it up just a little bit so it doesn't look like it's too far off. That's good enough. You get the point. All right, so then what you're going to do is select everything and path union, and you're done. If you wanted to put this on a shirt at say 10.5 inches wide, what you could do is grab you a square, cover up your design, and let's change that to a different color. And we can make this 11 inches wide. That'll give us a 1/2 inch on the sides. And then we'll lower that to the bottom and stretch this out. So that's what it would look like. So you may want yours closer. I probably would want mine a little bit closer, but you can play around with that. You can put whatever else you want on here. I'm going to just put Tennessee, and then I'll delete that, and I'll delete that, and I'll shrink this down because in design space, if it's too big, then it's going to come in all crazy looking. So that's how you do it. It's pretty simple, right? It's a lot easier than the other video that I did on rhinestone, how to make a rhinestone template with choosing the colors and everything. But have fun with it. I can't wait to see what you make. And again, I'll put this in my Google Drive and put a link in the description. So you can have that if you want it. Thanks for watching.